Welcome to Kevin Roberts' podcast, Screen Zombies, The Walking Dead in the Digital Age. So today I'm going to give you the top 10 problems that this whole country, this whole of civilization, this whole planet is having. Number 1, digital addiction and dependence. This problem is crazy. It's out of control. When people don't, here's how you know if you're dependent or if you're addicted. If you have restlessness, irritability, or anxiety when you put the phone down. If you're down in the kitchen and you don't have your phone because you left it in the bedroom, do you get anxious? Do you run up and interrupt your cooking process to go upstairs? Well, I'll tell you, kids cannot put their phones down. They cannot be without their phones. Heck, I was in the bank on Friday and I'm sitting, there was a lot of people there, which is odd these days because everybody does their banking online, but there were a lot of people and every person was on their phone. Nobody was talking, nobody's relating, nobody's looking at each other, everybody's on their phone. Another thing to help determine whether or not you have addiction or dependence issues on the phone is, do you experience withdrawal? Like if you don't have your phone for 3 or 4 or 5 hours, do you experience withdrawal? Like, do you crave it? Do you crave your phone? That would be something to ask yourself, because you may be a screen zombie. The second problem is sleep disorders, insomnia, and poor sleep quality. This is an epidemic in not just this country, but the entire planet. The brain needs to downshift. So you really should not be on your phone starting 2 hours before you'd like to be asleep, at least that much. And in terms of sleep issues, there was a study out of Sweden, I think in November, and that study found a disturbing increase in the sleep issues experienced by teenagers. Teenagers in Sweden, in this study, are not sleeping nearly enough. And as many of you already know, teens actually need more sleep because those adolescent years are periods of time when the brain is undergoing significant development, and without proper sleep, that development could be impeded. You risk not optimizing that crucial period of development. So you gotta turn the phone off. You gotta put it in do not disturb mode at night. Number 3, third issue that might prove that you're a screen zombie. Do you have any neck pain? Do you get text thumb? Does your neck hurt? Does your shoulder hurt? Are you having backaches because you're looking at a screen or you're looking at your phone too long? Well, it's becoming increasingly common, as is carpal tunnel syndrome. Put the phone down. Give your body a break. Give your body time to heal itself, to relax. Number 4, do you frequently have eye strain? I know I do. I do a lot of my coaching work online with people all over the world. And man, after 4 or 5 hours of that, I get pain right here. I get pain in my temples. And the last thing I need is to go from Zoom to looking at my screen again. This vision issue is particularly poignant when you consider that children who engage in excessive screen time, they're needing glasses earlier. This is something that you can find in journals of ophthalmology. So you really need to not only limit your own screen use, but also that of your children. And by the way, I think you will all agree that this issue is something that is incredibly important. We're all suffering from it. So please right now, like this video, subscribe to this video, and I also need you to share, because we need to get this information out there. Though our whole society is suffering from this, and our brains are suffering, our ability to pay attention is suffering. That brings us to number 5, reduced attention span, poor concentration. This is actually scientifically demonstrated. I talk about my friend, Dr. J, I call him, and sometimes he tells me, I don't know if I can invest an hour in a show tonight. And then he'll tell me that. And then I ask him the next day, well, did you end up watching the show? He's like, no, I just played around on Facebook for an hour, going through reels, going through posts. That's what a lot of us are doing. Our ability to pay attention is decreasing. You know, a lot of my background is in ADHD. I've been helping people with ADHD and learning challenges for the past 30 years. And one of the things that I'm finding is I'm getting more and more people coming to me with attention issues, people needing help in school who actually don't have ADHD. It's just that the phone use, this digital orientation, has made us all screen zombies, and we're all struggling with this. Shorter attention spans. Boring tasks are seeming harder to do. We can't do them. Difficult tasks are seeming impossible. Our ability to read, our ability to watch full-length movies, or our interest in those things is going down. Another thing that I'm finding, and this is number 6, mental health challenges. I am having people call me where their children are having emotional meltdowns when they take away the phone. Sure, the kid comes home from school and he or she is on Snapchat for 3 hours with friends, going back and forth, sending videos, and the parents are like, well, the homework's not getting done. She's not even talking to me. I'm going to take away the phone. People are melting down. People who have pre-existing anxiety, they're having that tendency exacerbated. So mental health challenges, anxiety, and depression are sometimes worsened by this orientation toward the phone because it doesn't improve our emotional state. It only makes it worse. And sometimes I think that the phone use and the screen use is actually creating anxiety and depression in people. And that brings us to number 7, social issues. When I'm plugged into my phone, I'm not plugged into other people. Oh, I'm liking posts and maybe I'll make a comment, but we, as human beings, we are wired, we are created to have physical face-to-face contact with other people. And when we don't have those things, I'm starting to see people develop social anxiety. And going back to number 6, mental health challenges, when we don't have enough face-to-face time, our overall sense of well-being goes down. Even introverts need face-to-face time with other people. And if you are an introvert, sure, the phone, social media allows you to participate from afar, but that might drive you even more deeply into introversion. I have an adult client who has seen this in her life. She's actually a medical researcher, and she's noticed that she has become almost a recluse because she has an aversion to face-to-face contact, but she's starting to realize that even she, a person who's significantly introverted, needs that face-to-face time to have a balanced emotional life. Along with that, there's another trend that has been growing for years: decreased physical activity and increased sedentary orientation. Well, we all know that this country especially, we're getting more obese, and this is only increasing as we become more and more dependent, more and more inclined to transact our lives through the screen. So the screen orientation is exacerbating the obesity crisis. And you know, one of the things that I talked about in my last video was the need to incorporate movement with studying. And I'll talk about that at the end, because I want to ask a lot of you, I want you to start reading instead of just distracting yourself on the phone. Number 9, memory and cognitive decline. So, because we all Google things, because we use AI to answer questions for us, what we're finding, and this is actually borne out by research, is that people are losing the ability to critical reason. They're losing the ability to problem solve because they're always on that phone asking questions. And so people don't remember phone numbers anymore because those numbers are in the phone, and that's okay. But there's a lot of other information that people cannot quickly access. And a colleague of mine and I, who's a neuroscientist, we're talking about what's this going to do to the dementia risk as we get older. A lot of us know that the way that one of the ways that you can reduce your risk for dementia is to read, is to learn new things. Well, even when we're on our phone, a lot of us aren't learning in a deep way. We're just scrolling. We're just going through reels. We're allowing our curiosity to be satisfied with a simplistic meme. We're not going deeper. I also have noticed this with kids, that their ability to hold information, to memorize information in advance of a test is going down. That's why in my work with kids, I'm doing a lot of old school stuff. I'm having them make flashcards. I'm having them get on exercise bikes and read with the book in front of them, because I think that overall our brains are experiencing atrophy. I think we're not using them because of our over-reliance on the screens. Now I'm going to tell you something. Artificial intelligence is only going to become more important. And those people who fare well in the artificial intelligence revolution that is upon us will be those people who develop their imaginative powers, their creative powers, and their brains. Because people who have optimally developed brains are the ones who are going to be able to optimally integrate AI into their lives. So the last point 10 of this Screen Zombies broadcast is accidents. I can't tell you how many times, it's every day when I'm driving on the road, I see somebody who's actually on their screen while they are driving. And I'm not talking about looking at the phone briefly to guide your route. I'm talking like people who are actually, I see the phone in their hands and they're playing with it and they're taking their hands off the wheel. That gets to the fact that people who are on their phones excessively are prone to accidents. They're out on the streets and they're texting, they're scrolling while they're walking. They're more prone to run into other people. They're more prone to run into cyclists. They're more prone to walk in front of a car. Certainly people behind the wheel of 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 pound vehicles, texting, phone use, and accidents is going way up. If you have one of those handy dandy little devices in your car like I do to get a lower rate from your auto insurance company, one of the things they monitor is phone use. You use the phone while you're driving, your propensity for an accident goes way up. Now, in this broadcast, I'm going to give you a couple things right now, a couple solutions. And by the way, if you want more solutions, if you want a guide on how to get tech in balance in your life, of how to make sure that your brain stays fit and stays active, and how to reduce your risks for dementia in old age, go to the link below and download your free copy of Get Off That Game Now, the Healthy Family Guide to the Essential Family Guide to Healthy Screen Behavior. And by the way, the title is Get Off That Game Now just because it's kind of be a catchy title, but it's really not just about games. It's about phone use. It's about computers. It's about everything. Go ahead and download that right now. Now, first thing, have some boundaries around your phone. Have a time every day when you're not going to use it. I encourage people to consider not using their phone from 8 p.m. on. For some of you, you're maybe so ensconced in addictive mode, zombie mode with your screen, that might seem crazy. But consider 8 p.m. on. Consider putting your phone in do not disturb mode. When you want to get things done around the house, leave your phone in your bedroom as you go around the house. These are ways of having healthy boundaries with the phone. If this is really resonating for you and you are really wanting to make some changes, digital detox, and that's something that I cover in the book with the link down below that you can download for absolutely free. A digital detox is a wonderful thing. So consider an actual digital detox where you intentionally work at limiting screen use throughout other areas of your life. And if you're doing that, the third solution that I'm going to give you is get some online hobbies, maybe gardening, maybe bike riding, maybe walking, but don't do any of those things with the phone. And with that, one of the things that you could do is go old school and read a darned book. Yes, get a book and commit to reading the whole thing. That will help develop your brain. It will help creativity. It will help your ability to memorize, to retain information. And guess what? People who read regularly have higher critical reasoning skills. So remember to hit subscribe, to like, and please share this. And I'm going to be back again in midweek. And I'm hoping by the time I come back, you're ready to comment on how you've put into practice some of the wisdom that you've learned from this video. Thanks so much and have a great day.